Hey class, Joe Tewksbury again, week 8, the final, we made it. My persuasive speech is going to be over the empowerment that we give to the Native Americans. What I want to discuss is how, over time, we have made them more of an entitled people, even though they say they are a proud people, and how we could better our economy if we stopped providing for the reservations. As a juvenile correction officer, I worked in South Dakota with juveniles that had broken the law, so they sat there from anywhere from 6 to 12 months. The amount of Native American kids that we get is ridiculous. Out of the 30 kids that we had in our program, 27 of them were Native American. But why is this so shocking? It shouldn't be. You have the Native Americans that live on the reservation. Not to say that all of them are this way, but if you do research and look at the U.S. Census Bureau, also the Native American Reservation Bureau, it does support these facts. When the government went to war with the Native Americans and defeated them, what they did is they gave them certain land. You can have this land, you can have this land. As long as you stay on that land, we will provide you with housing, we will give you food, and we will give you money. So they don't have to work. They also get any college that they want to go to for free, full ride. Well, here's the thing. If you don't work for what's yours, you're not going to appreciate it. Now, through talking with these youth, majority of them, their parents have either been locked up, in trouble with the law, or have been in trouble with the social services. What really upset me is when I see these kids come in, they're 14 to 16 years old, and they're there for a week or two and then get heartbreaking news that they can't go back to their families because social services says it's a horrible family to go back to. And you see the pain in these kids' eyes. And they can't go back to mom and dad, they can't go back to mom, they can't go back to brother, they can't go back to sister. One case in particular, he had his kid really started to change things around, started to realize his bad decisions growing up, and then all of a sudden he just totally went to crap and shut down and started doing worse and worse. And we couldn't figure out why. After doing some research, we found out his mom had her 5th DUI, convicted, and now is sentenced to 15 years in the penitentiary. He has no one else to go to. His grandparents, they're both dead. His father, he doesn't know who it is. His mom was the only one he had left, and now she's gone. So what's the point? Why would he want to try to make himself better if he knows that he can't go back home? Now, yes, the so-called white man did come and take the land. But what I don't understand is if you look at what Napoleon did, Julius Caesar, all the great conquerors of early age, when they went and conquered a country, or they went and conquered a land, they converted the people into them. So the Romans expanded the Roman Empire by making more Romans. They didn't give them special treatment. They didn't provide for them. They said, hey, we took over your government. You're still going to be you, but now you fight for us. Why is America so different? Are we the land of hurt feelings now to where everybody has to be happy? On the U.S. Census Bureau, it shows that it costs the United States $39,000 per Native American a year. That is for their cut from their check, their free housing, and their food stamps. When is enough though? When do we say, hey, we are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, according to the U.S. Census and the Treasury, we are trillions of dollars in debt. But we keep handing money over for people that aren't working for it. When back again talking to these kids, What was their goal in life? A lot of them said they were just going to stay at home, they were going to get their free house, and they were just going to live off the so-called, what they call, res money. Well, that's a horrible example to set for these kids. Why do we keep feeding them? Well, they're going to go. The other side would argue, well, yes, we took their land and we made it harder for them, but we really haven't. We made it easier for them. They have free ride to any college they want to. They have everything there provided to them to make them better, to improve their situation, but they refuse to do it. Oh, well, it's unethical because we're wiping out a whole culture. We're not. We're not wiping out a culture. We're not wiping out their beliefs, their customs. All we're doing is saying, hey, we've paid back in full times 300 of what our forefathers have done. It's enough. It's enough, right? It's just downright enough. You want to say that you are a proud people. You come from a rich background. But what is sad is if you look at the U.S. prison system, you will see the amount of Native Americans that are housed in the prison. Now, nothing to say against why white people are in prison too. I understand. But you see majority of the proud people that are proud that they are Native American are proudly sitting in the penitentiary. I think it's time that we as Americans wake up and say, hey, it's okay to have hurt feelings. It's okay not to be first. It feels better to earn the things that you have than to get them just handed to you. When you get them handed to you, you don't have respect for it. You don't care about it. And you trash it because you're like, I didn't pay for it. It's no biggie. It's upsetting. They're free healthcare. They don't have to pay a dime for healthcare. We have to pay out the wazoo for healthcare. And the reason we pay more is to help compensate for those who aren't paying. So in the long run, the hardworking average American is getting dinged because they're a hard worker to pay for those who aren't working, who are sitting there. My great 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 grandfather was killed by the by the white man, and so I need to get paid for this. I need to sit down and collect what is due to him. No, you don't. I can't say or I can't pay for what my forefathers did, so I don't believe that they should be able to receive payment for stuff that their forefathers went through. All I'm saying is I have been to the reservations, I have seen the housing, I have seen the way the people live their lives, and they live in a hardship because they want to, not because they have to. It's because it's easier to do nothing and make money than to work and make money like a normal person. Hopefully this speech is what is needed. I could go on for hours. It's very upsetting when you see the future, i.e. our kids, their kids, coming in with this entitlement that everybody owes me something. I did nothing wrong. Everybody's out to get me because I'm Native American. Everybody's racist. And it's just sad that it's the 21st century and we're still in that time. We're still in that era where everything has to be handed to them. They're going to do an uprising or complain or do a big political movement because they're not getting what they're owed. I think we've paid them plenty. Well, this concludes my speech. And hopefully you guys have a good rest of the Grantham course and best of luck.